Hey, this is Daniel from the Blue Corner, and this is March Madness of Board Gaming, Round 11, or 2.3, or whatever else you want to call it. Essentially the winner's bracket, and we are looking at the third round of the winner's bracket. There's only one more round left, but we're going to take a deep dive look at what some of the action was today. So let's go to the boards and take a look. All right, the first matchup we had was Century Golem Edition versus Meadow. Century Edition won out. What can we say? I thought the Colt of the new Meadow was strong enough to overpower the Century, who, while is beloved by a lot, I've also seen a lot of fanfare kind of fade away over time. I didn't know it had the staying power that it apparently does, but apparently FBC gamers, apparently you really like this Splendor Killer Century. Century, you draw a bunch of cards, and you keep building cards into your hand as you go throughout the game, and then you play the cards to generate resources and play cards to upgrade those resources so that you can buy better cards. Very Splendor-like, but universally agreed upon that this is probably better than Splendor, though I think Splendor is still rated higher. Meadow, honestly, I don't know much about Meadow other than that it came on the heels of Cascadia, which was a Spiel des Jahres nominee, and it had the same type of buzz around it, but unfortunately Meadow did not hold up against Century. Alright, and then the next one is Andrew's division. This is Champions of Midgard versus Eminent Domain. Eminent Domain, when it first came out, it borrowed a lot from Race for the Galaxy, and a lot of people really loved it. It was a deck building with this follow mechanic. So I'm building my deck, but then I would also play cards that would say, this round I'm going to take the buy round. This round I'm going to take the action round. And when you did that, other people got to do it as well. So it was really popular when it came out, kind of a really unique spin on deck building, but it just time has not done this game well. People have forgotten about it, and Champions of Midgard is still holding strong. This is a game that's very similar to Lords of Waterdeep, in which you are trying to resolve quests, but there's combat in it as well. I hear that you should have to play it with the expansion, but apparently people love Champions of Midgard. Alright, then this one is the surpriser of all. So Wayfarers is a Garfield game that keeps making splashes in this competition. Only 2 people have Wayfarers winning up to this point. So this was a true upset. Blood on the Clock Tower is a social deduction game unlike no other. People are so excited about this game that groups are forming around it, and I just thought that sheer enjoyment and the passion of it would have propelled it past Wayfarers, but which is just a worker placement game. I'm sure there's some other things going on there too, but Wayfarers represents the Garfield games in this competition, and Garfield games is just really great. They are really strong fan base, and so while this is surprising, maybe it should have been less surprising than I thought. All right. And the next one is Welcome to versus Colt Express. This one, again, I think the writing was on the wall for me. Welcome to is one of the go-to roll and write, verb, whatever you want to call it, flip and fill games. And it holds up. It's really good. It's solid. I just taught it to my family on a couple weekends ago, and they enjoyed it and they understood it, and it was just easy to understand. Colt Express, on the other hand, when I taught it to my family, the thinking about what other people are going to be doing, because it's like a program movement game. You're trying to program your entire action, and then you flip one card at a time, take the action, so the board state could change drastically by the time you get to the last card you flip. And this one just does not strike well with a lot of people, and it shows here in the rankings, as Welcome to just destroyed Colt Express. All right, well, that was round 11, so let's go ahead and see where the bracket predictions are. Hey, look at that, I'm still in first. This is shocking, guys. Usually I'm in the bottom 5 at this point, so the fact that I'm still on top, like, what's going on? But Matt Saunders, he made a move up. He got to sole position of 2nd place because he got 6 out of 8 correct, and nobody got a perfect prediction on this one, which was shocking again, and largely it's because of Wayfarers. Not a single person had Wayfarers. Well, 2 people had Wayfarers winning, but then they messed up somewhere else in the bracket. Then we got Ann Scott, our friend Ann Scott. She dropped 5 spaces. Ouch. That one has to hurt. Brian Johnson, a winner before, maybe 2 years ago, down 4 positions as well. So this wasn't a great one for a lot of people. It's really now starting to divide, but you know what? All it takes in the next round, when each prediction is worth 4 points, it just takes one perfect round to score that, and you might be right back on top. So still anybody's game except for John's. John can't win. All right, and then we got Carissa's division for tomorrow. We're going to be looking at Castles of Burgundy and Agricola. My vote's for Agricola, but I think Castle of Burgundy is going to win. This is one of the, especially with the new edition right now, this is Stefan Phil's classic. It is his regarded as one of his best games ever made. Maybe one of the best games ever made even. So Castles of Burgundy, I think, will end up winning this, even though Agricola definitely had its time in the sun. All right, Power Grid versus Unfathomable. This one, I think I have to go with Power Grid. I won't be surprised if Unfathomable wins, because this is just going to be purely down to Ameritrash versus Euro. If you like Euros, you're going to go with Power Grid. If you like Ameritrash, you're going to go with Unfathomable, and we'll see where that divide lands. I know for me, Power Grid is definitely the winner in that situation. Puerto Rico versus Wonderland's War. I think you might look at the same thing. Dirty, old, dirty looking Euro, or this new, pretty, polished Ameritrash game. So we're going to see that again. I know both of these I'm kind of meh on. I think I would land on Puerto Rico because I'm going to want to play the Euro over the Ameritrash. So that's how I would vote. So there you go. And then the last one is Cartographers versus Unmatched. Oh boy, this one would be the hard one for me. I really enjoy both of these games. I think Cartographer is by far the best verb and verb game. I love that there's monsters in this game. So as you're filling out your sheet, monsters will show up and you have to pass it to your neighbor, and they get to place the negative monsters on your sheet, and then you have to figure out how to deal with those monsters. It's just a really clever game, in my opinion. I really enjoy it. Unmatched, on the other hand, is probably one of my favorite games of all time. So I had to go with Unmatched, even though it hurts me to vote against Cartographers. But Unmatched is a 2-player skirmish game, and I think it's just a masterpiece. There are over 40 characters at this point, and they are all uniquely built, and they all can have a chance at fighting each other. Very well balanced. And yeah, the game is just really good. So there we have it. That was round, despite what the screen says, that was round 2.3 of March Madness of board gaming. Tomorrow will be the last round of round 2, or last match of round 2, and then we're going to be going to the Elite 16, and then well, maybe it's the Elite 8, Elite 16, I don't know. We're going to go to 16, and then the Elite 8, then the Final 4, and then we're finally going to get to the competition and have our winner. So keep staying tuned. Tune in again on Monday for another episode and find out where everybody lands. So until next time, we'll see you around the board.